प्रणव प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण सुरेखा माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्राणनंदिनी माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna everyone.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी,
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, प्रणाम माता जी।
Dandar
हरे
Pranam.
कृष्ण माता जी,
हरे कृष्ण
दंडवत
माता जी,
प्रणाम।
Dandar Pranam.
दंडवत
Hare
प्रणाम।
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let me just open.
हरे कृष्ण
Uh,
माताजी,
हरे कृष्ण
प्रणाम
माताजी,
माताजी।
प्रणाम माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
Dandar Pranam. Hare Krishna. Verse number 8. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, Chapter 2, verse number 8. Okay, whoever wants to read the verse can raise your hands, please. Venkat Narasimha Prabhu, Hare Krishna, please go ahead.
कृष्ण माता जी, एतेनैव यगोनुष्य कृतं प्यादगनिष्कृतं यदा नारायणायेति जगाद चतुरक्षरम्। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Thank you, Krishna. Saramya Madhuri Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। एतेनैव ह्यपो नो सॉरी एतेनैव ह्यघो नो अस्य कृतं स्याद घनिष्कृतं यदा नारायणायेति जगाद चतुरक्षरम्। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you. Chitramohini Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, प्रणाम माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। एतनैवाय गो अस्य कृतं स्यादग निष्कृतं यथा नारायणायेति जगा चतुरक्षरम्। हरे कृष्ण माता जी। थैंक यू माता जी।
Thank you, Krishna. Vijay Kumari Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। एतेनैव हि अकोनो अस्य कृतं स्यात् अगनिष्कृतं यदा नारायणायेति जगदा चतुर अक्षरम्। थैंक यू माता जी।
Thank you. Usha Devati Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी। एतनैव हि अगोनः आस्य कृतं सयात् अग निष्कृतं याता नारायण अय इति जगदा चतु अक्षरम्। थैंक यू माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
Nandini Madhuri Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। एतेनैव हि अगनो अस्य कृतं स्यात् अगनिष्कृतं यत् नारायणन एति जगदा चतुर अक्षरम्। हरे कृष्ण माताजी। थैंक यू माताजी।
Thank you. Revati Ratnangi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। एतेनैव हदोनहस्य कृतं सायादनिष्कृतं यदा नारायण योधि जगाजदुर्शरम्। हरे कृष्ण माताजी, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Shubharao Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, धनु प्रणाम। एतेनैव ह्यगोनोऽस्य कृतं स्यादघनिष्कृतं यदा नारायणायेति Jagada Cheturaksharam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you. Madhumati Vilasni Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। एतेनैव हि अघोनो अस्य कृतं स्यात् अघ निष्कृतं यदा नारायणेति जगाद चतुरक्षरम्। थैंक यू माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
Uttama Padma Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। एतेनैव हि गोनो अस्य कृतं स्यात् अग्निष्कृतं यदा नारायण एति जगादा चतुरक्षरम्। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Thank you. Prakash Rao Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी प्रणामाल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। एतेनैव हि अघोन अस्य कृतं साध्य स्वाध्याघ निष्कृतं यदा नारायणायेति जगादा चतुरक्षरम्। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Thank you. एतेनैवा हि अघनो अस्या कृतं स्याद् अघनिष्कृतं यदा नारायणायेति जगदा चतुरक्षरम्. Etena, by this chanting, Eva, indeed, he, suddenly, Aghonaha, who possesses sinful reactions, Asya, of this, Jamil, Kritam, performed, Syat is Agha of sins, Nishkritam, complete atonement, Yada, when Narayana, O Narayan, the name of his son, I, please come, Iti, thus, Jagada, chanted, Chatu Aksharam, the four syllables, Narayana. Translation by His Divine Grace Shabad Ki Jai. The Vishnu thus continued, even previously while eating and at other times, this Jamil would call his son saying, My dear Narayan, please come here. Although calling the son, the name of his son, he nevertheless uttered the four syllables, Narayana. Simply by chanting the name of Narayan in this way, he sufficiently atoned for the sinful reactions of millions of lives. Purport by His Divine Grace Shabad Ki Jai. Previously, when engaged in sinful activities to maintain his family, Ajamil chanted the name of Narayan without offenses. To chant the holy name of the Lord just to counteract one's sinful activities or to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name is offensive. Namno balad yasya hi papa buddhi. But although Ajamil engaged in sinful activities, he never chanted the holy name of Narayan to counteract them. He simply chanted the name Narayan to call his son. Therefore, his chanting was effective. Because of chanting the holy name of Narayan in this way, he had already vanquished the accumulated sinful reactions of many, many lives. In the beginning, he was pure, but although he later committed many sinful acts, he was offenseless because he did not chant the holy name of Narayan to counteract them. One who always chants the holy name of the Lord without offenses is always pure. As confirmed in this verse, Ajamil was already sinless, and because he chanted the name of Narayan, he remained sinless. It did not matter that he was calling his son, the name itself was effective. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjan Shalakaya Chakshurirmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahiyam Tati Sapadantikam Hare Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinbandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pachayane Nirvisheshishnevadi Paschati Deshatharine. The Vishnu Yudas continued, even previously while eating and at other times, this Jamil would call his son, saying, My dear Narayan, please come here. Although calling the name of his son, he nevertheless uttered the four syllables, Narayana. Simply by chanting the name of Narayan in this way, he sufficiently atoned for the sinful reactions of millions of lives. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, which is called as the prescribed duties of the mankind, chapter number 2, which is called as what? The
Ajamila delivered by the Vishnudutas.
Very nice. Ajamil delivered by Vishnu Dutas. Ajamil, what did you study yesterday? What did you study yesterday?
For the power of the holy name, Mataji. For the power of the holy name.
Yes.
Ajamila chanted the holy name at the time of his death without offense. So he is eligible for liberation.
Yes, thank you. So, and Prabhupada is quoting so many verses in support of the power of the holy name. That name itself is enough. Vishnudutas are actually giving more evidence in favor of Ajamil being sinless from not from the material aspect, but because he was chanting the holy name of Narayan without offenses. Yes, we can say that if somebody was chanting the holy name of the Narayan without offenses, then how can you continue doing sinful activity? How can you continue doing sinful activity if a Jamil is chanting the holy name of Narayan without offenses, but how can he continue to do the sinful activities? Yeah, who's gonna tell me? You can raise your hand or write in the chat.
Hare Krishna Mataji, he is not chanting by knowing that the power of the holy name Mataji. He is just calling his son. So that he is ignorant of that.
Okay, thank you. Suramya Madhvi Mataji.
Mataji, the sinful disposition was there. It was not destroyed. Because only with bhakti, with the devotional service, it can be destroyed. Otherwise, the kutam will be there only. Na? That is that.
Okay, so that's a external explanation. Very nice, thank you. Very nice, thank you. So you see how he was still doing the sinful activities because he was not chanting the pure name. He was chanting without offenses, but it is not said that he was chanting it purely. And the same is for each one of us. Okay, if we are not chanting purely, it's not that our sinful activities are stopped. We at least chant offenselessly. There's a difference between chanting the holy name of the Lord offenselessly, and there's a difference between chanting the holy name of the Lord purely. Or there are 3 stages of chanting, right? Nam, Aparadh, Nam, Abhas, and Shuddha Nam. So he was not committing the offenses. So how important it is and how protective the holy name is, even when we are not committing offenses and chanting it. That is why practicing the principle of Videhi Sadhana Bhakti are so important, or regulated devotional service is so important because it actually regulates us in a way that we are at least understanding the process from at least at the very basic level. And we are not going to use the name for anything else. Okay, so Ajamil had this in his favor even without his knowledge, but it nevertheless worked. Srila Prabhupada gives example to support this of a fire. Says the fire has a burning capacity. So even if a child who has no ability or no knowledge of the potency of the fire puts its hand in the fire is still going to burn. It's not going to say that, oh, because it's a child and the child has no knowledge, let me withhold my potency of burn, of ability to cause the burn. No, it will still burn. Like that, the holy name is like that. If somebody is chanting, it will have an impact. We don't have the caliber to measure that impact, but that doesn't mean that the holy name will not have the impact. There are so many pastimes. You know, we were reading Chaitanya Charitamrita earlier today with other devotees here, and we were reading the last chapter of Adi Leela, the 17th chapter, where Mahaprabhu's youthful pastimes are coming to a close, and he took sannyas from Keshav Bharati at the age of 24 in Katwa. Says what made him really make the decision to take the sannyas? What pushed him that, okay, now I really got to take sannyas now? Does anyone know? Do you know, like, what was that one single incident that was like, okay, I have to do it now? Yes, Ramya Madhva Mataji.
Mataji, I don't know exactly the incident, but the reason behind it was the sannyasis were given much more respect, and he was so young that people didn't listen to him. So unless he took sannyas, people wouldn't take him seriously. That was
Thank you. Very nice. Yeah. So what happened? Thank you, Mataji. So there were some Mahaprabhu was in ecstasy and he was chanting Gopi Gopi, and there was this student who was in the group and was watching Mahaprabhu, and then he actually pointed out to Mahaprabhu that why are you chanting Gopi Gopi? That's a woman. You need to chant the name of Krishna. So Mahaprabhu, in his ecstasy, because he lifted a stick and he ran behind that student. He was contained by his followers, but then that student went and joined the group of other students and started criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu along with others as to what Mahaprabhu did. As a result of which they were all scholar, but their scholarly knowledge and intelligence was blocked because of the offense. And Mahaprabhu, being the super soul, could understand that this is happening. So he decided that, okay, I have incarnated to show the mercy to the fallen souls. If I'm not going to do it, who else is going to do it? So for them to take me seriously, I need to take sannyas. And if I take sannyas, then this person will bow down in front of me. And if he will pay obeisances to me, then it will be to his benefit. You see, that is the compassion of God. That what can I do so that this particular soul really gets attracted to me? What can I do? He's never thinking that what we have done. It's not like we don't find an incident where he's thinking that, oh, he has actually left me, so actually let him suffer because he was never supposed to leave me anyways. Now let him go and rot in the material world. He doesn't do that. He's filled with forgiveness. He's forgiving us every moment. So we must not doubt the potency just because we are not forgiving as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, we hold back grudges. We hold back the hurt that we have received in our course of this chapter of our life, or maybe past lives, whatever is going on, because the mind is carrying the impression, right, from so many lifetimes. So, but Krishna is not like that. So Ajamil was committing the sinful activities. He never stopped. But what Krishna picked up is that he is chanting my holy name, and he is not chanting it to counteract any of his sinful activities. So it goes in favor. Krishna is constantly looking where are we going right in our attempt to go to him, no matter what it is. The pastime of Putna is such a strong pastime to elaborate another protection of the Lord, like another quality of the protection of the Lord for his devotees. And she was not even trying to be a devotee. Much as a Jamil, he's also not trying to be a devotee. He's trying to enjoy his life to the fullest. Somehow Krishna trapped him. So like that, we also will be protected. We must not think that, okay, I will never be protected because I am not such a big devotee. Krishna doesn't look at that. His vision is that he needs each one of us. He actually needs us. So it is a very safe place to be in. The Vishnudutas that is why they are giving evidence in support of Ajamil, that he indeed is not sinful and he must not be taken to the court of Yamraj because he has chanted the Lord's holy name in an offenseless manner. Now, the difference has to be understood between offenseless chanting and pure chanting. He will become a pure devotee once the soul gets back in the body and then he comes back to his real senses. But he's given a chance. Like that, we are also given a constant chance. As long as we are existing, as long as, at least in this particular lifetime, at least in this particular moment that we have, if we can just become really serious that, okay, I really need to make this as a goal of my life. Everything else has to align itself with that goal being the highest in my life. Right? There's always like a hierarchy that one has to live by. If we don't live by it, then there's always a chaos. In the family, if there is no if there is no priority of a relationship, or if there is no hierarchy of relationships, there is a chaos. Always a chaos. We see that in Krishna's pastimes too, that there is always a priority, right? So in that way, if one needs to be able to prioritize one's Krishna consciousness, this is what the whole zest is of this particular pastime, that prioritize chanting the holy name, prioritize it, make it a priority, somehow or other become attached to it, somehow or other make sure that if there is happiness or distress, holy name comes out of the mouth. Just do it. If you, and then Vishnudas are further in this chapter going to tell us that what are the other circumstances in which one chants the holy name and is fully protected, because only Krishna can give that sort of a protection. Everything else falls short. We think that we have made arrangements for our protection. It is not bad to be practical in life, but to think that this is the protection is a perversion. It is not bad to be making practical arrangements, but practical arrangements are pertaining to the body and associates of the body. Okay, but it is perversion is that if I take that arrangement as my protection, that is a perversion. Who was telling me that there were houses which had bunkers? I don't remember. Somebody was recently telling me that, oh, Israel. I had friends who were living in Israel for some years, and the children were telling me a few days ago that they were living in a very big house, which was like a mansion. So it was describing the house, but then it also had a bunker, like underground escape, just in case there is war or there is nuclear bombing. And they were all amenities stored in the bunker for them to hide out. So it's a hideout inside the house, underneath the ground. Okay, that's fine. That's practical. But then to think like, okay, this is all I need to protect myself is a perversion. Okay, so one needs to lead a life very practically and also intelligently with Krishna in the center of one's life. If somebody else doesn't have Krishna in the center of one's life, then we can feel compassion for them, but we cannot copy their life. We cannot make that as a model, as a role model that see they don't have Krishna in their life. They are living such a comfortable life. They have so many comforts. They have this, they have that. Okay, there is a difference between mercy and there is a difference between YT. So person who is not in Krishna consciousness but is having a so-called comfortable life right now is reaping the effects of its own pious activities in past lives. When that effect will be gone, which will be gone, okay, it may not be gone in our lifespan, but it's so small. But that effect will go. The Shastras don't lie. They will go, then the suffering will start again. So either way, it's suffering. But a Krishna conscious person, whether we are in this, whether we have the comforts or we don't have the comforts or we have the practical arrangements as much as we practically can arrange, but don't get so succumbed to the perversions that this is all I need to protect. Great devotees prove that in their examples of life. Can you give me some examples where they actually proved by their lifestyle, by their dedication, that nothing but Krishna? All these arrangements are not so important. What is important is my attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that is the only thing that will really, really protect me from everything. Some examples, yes. Some examples of the personalities, pastimes. Yes, Suramya Madhava Mataji.
Prabhupada's example is the most prominent I can think of.
Okay, very nice.
Because he just went to America without any money, without any protection, without knowing anybody there, and just to obey his guru's spiritual master's instructions. He went there and did everything that he did.
Very nice. Thank you. Prakash Rao Prabhuji.
Past tense means Ambarish Maharaj.
Very nice. Okay, how?
His soul service and the gross body as a settled body. You always think of Krishna. Whatever the Krishna, he is in the activities also. So gross body he used to use for Krishna prayers only.
Very nice. Thank you. Dhanya Dhameshwari Mataji.
Pandavas, Mataji, every moment they are totally dependent on Krishna only, Mataji, in all the situations, whatever they have passed through. So that's even Arjuna in that war field actually was totally, that situation was created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but still that from that confusion, bewilderment and all, he was able to come out because of because he was totally surrendered to Krishna, Mataji.
Very nice. Leena Mataji is writing Prithu Maharaj. Mataji, you want to explain how Prithu Maharaj and Prachetas, how Prithu Maharaj is an example of complete dedication? Yes, Mataji. Okay, she's writing Prithu Maharaj and Prachetas. I feel like Parikshit Maharaj, you know, he could have very well counteracted the curse of the Brahmin boy, but he accepted it. And he understood that this is the verdict of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bali Maharaj, you know, he was the royal king, but he surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Draupadi, as much as she was trying to save her honor, and this assembly was filled with such powerful men, nobody could protect her. Just put yourself in that situation for like a moment and think that, and we think that, okay, my husband will protect me, or my father-in-law will protect me, or you know, my teacher Dronacharya will protect me, somebody will protect me. Nobody protected her. Then she tried to protect herself, and then she just gave in that, Krishna, only you, there's nobody else actually who can actually protect me, because nobody has that ability. I was wrongly placing my faith in something other than you for a protection. So Krishna, now it is up to you. Whether you want to protect me or you want to dishonor me, but I am going to surrendering to you nevertheless. Okay, so that way, let's not make a mistake of putting our faith in something, the arrangements that we are doing or the arrangements that others are doing for us for a protection, because that protection can only come from the Supreme Personality of Godhead and nowhere else. And that is how it is supposed to be. It is not wrong. It is supposed to be like that. It's not that, okay, why Krishna is not giving that power to something else or someone else, because we are supposed to be with Krishna. That's our place. It's like a father is looking for its child, and the child has to be protected mostly in the company of the father, nobody else. So let's go back in the right way, in the right direction, in the right manner, and not get distracted and deviated by the perversions. Be practical, but also know that this practicality is going to work only this much. And I'm going to be surrendering to Krishna even more even if I have the practicality. And then we are protected. It looks like this death, it looks like this problem, but there is protection, which a person outside cannot understand. And that's why we were discussing exactly in the Chaitanya Charitamrita class that Mahaprabhu was criticized. Like, he was criticized by this student, and then he actually went on to spread that criticism with other students and making them accompany. If somebody would do that to us or me, I would be like really defensive. I would like to have a conversation, or I would cut myself off. But what did Mahaprabhu do? He says, okay, he's doing that. It is actually not good for him. He needs to be with me. What can I do? So he actually bows down in front of me. And that'll be really good for him. So it's good for him. How can we maintain that, you know? So when somebody is facing a difficulty, we can learn from this pastime of a Jamil. Rather than panicking and externalizing, yes, take the practical steps. But rather than panicking and externalizing and succumbing and becoming a victim, go more towards the center. Go more inside your own heart, where Krishna is, and become more Krishna conscious. More and more and more. And then there will be utmost protection in any situation, under any circumstances, because Krishna is not dependent on any of these things. I think I'll stop here. Any questions, reflections? realizations or corrections, complaints,